This hill is called Tap O Noth, and it is a local hill in Aberdeenshire. It takes about 1.5 hours to complete, and normally most people start at the car park and they head up the western side of this up to the summit before returning the same way. But this time we're going to be heading east to form a complete circuit before returning to the car park. It still takes the same length of time, maybe marginally longer. In terms of the location, if we zoom out, you can see the village of Riney down here. And if we zoom out further, you can see Huntley and the A96. And in relation to Aberdeen, it's about 35 miles to the northwest. So we'll be heading off to the track and seeing what conditions are like. All right, so here I am at the start of Tap O Noth walk. It's a short hike, but it's a prominent hill. Quite a steep ascent, relatively speaking. It rises steeply out of the surrounding countryside. The first section is a new path, and we get to this kissing gate out here, and then we have Tap O Noth coming into the clear, and we turn left at the second kissing gate. It's quite a new path, the first section. Beforehand it was the worst section, so we go up here between the broom and we head up to a mobile phone mast before turning right. Okay, so we are at the mobile phone mast, so we'll be turning right and then heading up the left side of that forest there, sorry, the right side of that forest in the field, and then onto the shoulder of Tap O Noth. Okay, so this is the last kissing gate before the heathland. So we're at the top corner of the forest now, and the view's opening up, and we have more of a quad bike Land Rover track here, so we carry on up here. We've got Tap O Noth to the right here, so we just go up the shoulder and then turn right to go up the shoulder onto the summit. So here is the point where we turn right. So we're on the shoulder of Tap O Noth now. Looks like we've got a bit of a snowfield here to deal with, a frozen one, so hopefully not too much standing in, sinking down. But it's a good track all the way up to just below the summit. So looking east, we have Fouldland Hill, and this is a long line of hills coming from Tap O Noth. We've got Gartley Moor as well, which has got an antenna, and we're nearly at the summit, but not quite. In the meantime, we've got a nice map which gives you an indication of distance to various landmarks. So we'll head up the summit. Right, on the summit of Tap O Noth now. So let's do a circular panorama, as I always do. So here we've got Morven. Then we've got the Buck of Cabrac. Corrie Abbey Hill. Ben Rinnes. Knock Hill. So we've got Fouldland Hill in the distance. That's the most prominent hill. And we've got Benahee. And then back to Morven. So it's, I'd say it's a fresh wind up here, and we're going to be doing a different route on the way back, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we'll just walk around the rim of the hill fort. It's a site of historical significance, and this is what remains of the hill fort. It's a relatively popular hill, but generally quite quiet. So back at the map, we will take a different route. So your normal footpath goes round, just goes round this corner here, and instead what we're going to do is follow this footpath here, and it's quite faint. So we'll just see where it heads off. Up here, looking down, you can see the path, the route that we take. But this looks like an old track that's overgrown. So I think the footpath will be quite faint when we're actually on the ground. But lower down, you can see it's far better defined. A bit more of a distance down from the summit. We are now on this footpath here. And it seemingly looks like we are heading in the direction of Rhynie. But it will be turning right before too long, and then we'll be heading back to the car park. So we're now heading along a track, and it looks like the kind of track which could be quite long grassed in the summertime, but it's fine at this time of the year in early spring. So it contours down, it contours round, and then it's sloping down this way, and we eventually end up at the kissing gate for the final footpath down to the car park. So we just joined the track. It's a bit of a fork junction. So there's your fork. So at the fork we turn left and we head down this way. And then we'll get to the kissing gate very soon. Okay, so here's the double kissing gate. And here is the new footpath. So the old path went through this forest here, and it was never a problem to walk through there, but the footpath wasn't well worn. So this is an improvement, and it makes it a bit more tourist friendly. So now at the end of the walk. So we've got a freshening wind, so I think it's time for some lunch now. So I'd like to thank you for watching and accompanying me on this walk.